Belief Triggers the Power to Do by David Schwartz. Let me tell you a story about belief. An architect went out in a field. All he can see is that stubble. It's an empty field, obviously neglected. Some parts are burned out. Trash has accumulated in many places. To say that that place looked hopeless would be an understatement. In fact, people would pass that patch of land and think not much of it. They'd rather hurry through because they don't want to get mugged. It was in the middle of nowhere and it looked like just your typical trash heap. But that architect believed in something else. When he looked through that lot, he saw a magnificent building made out of steel and glass. He imagined a place that people would be glad to be in. They would rush in, they would park, they would eat in its many restaurants. He saw it bustling, coming to life. But everybody else saw a trash heap. Then the architect did something that few people looking through that lot would do or think about. He wrote down his vision. This was going to be a new city center. Of course, it seemed crazy at the time because there was already a city center. Is there really space for another one? People were already going to the other city center for groceries, to watch movies, hang out with friends and family. But it didn't matter. He believed this is the new city center. But instead of just letting this vision float around in his head, he wrote it down in a plan. Pretty soon, enough people seeing the potential profits put money down on his plan. Pretty soon, he got a blueprint. And with that blueprint came contractors, subcontractors. And after a few years, out of that forgotten, dirty trash heap came up a new gleaming city center. The story that I just told you, believe it or not, happens all the time in the United States and elsewhere. In fact, developers do this all the time. They're able to see things that other people can't. They're able to spot opportunities that people can't figure out. What's going on? This is the power of belief. Believe it or not, belief brings something to life out of nothing. Out of the things that people consider trash, forgotten, worthless. With belief, something comes out of nothing. The new comes out of the old. Broken people are repaired. Forgotten dreams are brought back and made into reality. That's the power of belief. Because the bottom line is you cannot produce a reality that people can see, touch, taste, hear, and smell if you can't visualize it inside of you. It has to be real inside of you first before it becomes manifest in your plans and in your implementation. This is true for buildings. This is also true for your personal dreams. Maybe you're thinking of going back to school. Maybe you're thinking of getting a better job. Maybe you're thinking of taking your business to the next level, or you're thinking of starting a business. These are all ideas in your head right now, but the reason why they stay ideas and never enter the realm of reality is because you refuse to believe in them. When you tap the power of belief and apply it to any idea that you may have, it can even be the craziest, most far out idea you may have. Don't be surprised if it gets closer and closer to reality. Why? When you believe in something, you enter a sense of emotional urgency. It is not just one of these things that come and go into your mind. It's just not a flash of inspiration. Instead, you start to dwell upon it. You start to see it as being not only possible, but probable. So the more you focus on it, the more it grows, the more you see the details. And this is blown up exponentially when you write it down. That's right. Write down your vision. And then once you turn your vision into goals, that's when you can slice and dice it and apply resources where it needs to go. It may not happen overnight, but once you're able to reduce what you've written down into fixed goals, now you have given yourself marching orders for turning that idea, how seemingly crazy it was, into something real. That's the power of belief, because belief overcomes resistance. It overcomes impatience. When was the last time you saw an ice cube on a stove? When you put an ice cube on a stove, it takes time for it to melt. In fact, you may be thinking that it's taking forever. It seems that no matter how hot that stove is, that ice cube just won't seem to melt. But after waiting a few minutes, you start to see a puddle. And then before you know it, the ice cube has completely melted. Belief is the ability to put that ice cube on the stove and watch it melt. Belief is what keeps you from walking away and forgetting about it. When you believe, you unlock your power to shape reality. And unfortunately, we live in a day and age where people are mocked for their beliefs. People are trained to expect things to just be delivered to them. We are under the impression that whatever our dreams and hopes may be, that somehow, some way, we are owed these things. And people just need to hand it to us. Well, let me tell you, belief is hard work precisely because it requires action on your part. You can't wait around for somebody else. You can't wait around for people to change. You can't wait around to get lucky. You have to take action on your dreams today. Otherwise, they're just going to remain in your head. If you want to turn them into something real, choose the most powerful thing you can do today. Choose to believe in your dreams. Believe in them day after day. Let it grow and let it reach a point where you develop a sense of urgency that you write it down, dwell on it, and then eventually start planning and start doing. Make no mistake, the world doesn't care about your motivations or intentions. It never did. Because, hey, let's face it, all of us have dreams, motivations, intentions, personal drama. The world also doesn't care about our emotions because, hey, there's enough of that going on. But you know what the world does pay attention to? When you actually take action. Because for every action, you produce a chain reaction around you. That's how you shape reality. The world can't deny that. The world can't make that go away. It has to sit up and pay attention. But what leads you to that place? That's right, belief. Belief triggers the power to do. Choose to believe today. If you love this podcast, or if you have any suggestions for any picture quotes, please leave a comment. Please do me a favor. If you like these materials, please click the subscribe button and click the notification icon. Thank you for your support.